In our last video, we went through the first D of the 3 Ds of security, which was deflect. And in this one, we're going to discuss the second one, which is deter. To deter is to slow down or to stop somebody from gaining access, be it to your property or to the building. And this really hinges on time. We want to slow them down as much as possible because we're trying to buy time. To deter someone from getting over your boundary fence, you've got to look at the physical nature of it. Electric fence, razor wire, spikes, anything like that that slows them down or makes it harder to get over is a bonus. Again, you have to make sure that there's nothing helping them, no footholds, no low-hanging branches. Spiky plants in the front or behind the fence also make it difficult. So you're going to look at any physical obstacle that you can put in the way that makes it more difficult to climb the fence. Again, when we're looking to deter someone from gaining access, the driveway gate is one of the weakest points. In fact, it's one of the most common areas of entry into a property. Anti-lift brackets or anti-theft brackets on the motor are vitally important. You want to stop them lifting the gate, you want to stop them pushing it left and right, and you want to stop them being able to push it back for the sliding gates. When you're looking at a swinging gate, a mechanical lock is a vital component. This lock must stay locked during a power outage, which means that locks like a magnetic lock don't work. They're not the right thing to use. They're quite easy to pry apart if you have the right tools. So you want something mechanical that locks and holds the gate even if there isn't any power. A common tool of the trade is the crowbar, and it can do unbelievable damage, especially when it comes to gates like this on the outside. So what we recommend is fitting a plate down the side that covers the gap between the actual wall and the gate to ensure they can't get a crowbar in, or it makes it a lot harder to do it. Because what they do is they separate the gate, they peel it apart, pulling the lock out of the keep, and it's actually quite easily done. It's one of the weaker parts. So a cover plate is just another level, another added part that could go to protect the lock and protect the gate from somebody trying to force their way in. Once they have got into your property, you're going to need to slow them down or deter them at your entry points. And the first one obviously is any doorway. Most gates or security gates for DIY purpose are actually access control. They prevent somebody from just walking in, but they're not really security gates. And the simple reason is where they're fixed to the actual building is that these hinges are usually only screwed in with 1 or 2 screws, and same on this side into wooden frames, meaning a swift boot and the door comes clean off. The locks themselves are obviously usually very low standard as well, and those can also take strain with any crowbar or any of the tools of the trade that they usually use. So what you want to look at is getting something that's bespoke, made fit for purpose, and it must go into the actual brickwork. So it secures into the brickwork, and take careful attention to what kind of lock. Remember, you're buying time. The longer it takes them to get through the gate, the less time they have in the property, the less they're going to be able to get away with. Burglar bars were actually invented by insurance companies to prove point of entry and actually offer very little security when you're looking to deter or to stop somebody from coming in. Because they're held on by 3 simple screws, a good kick will take these out of the wooden window frames quite easily. So you need to make sure that if you're going to do burglar bars on opening windows, that you go into the brickwork to make sure it's secure, or go down into the frames on either end to make sure that it gives something solid to push against. Deterring is all about the physical security, what blocks and what stops you put in place to slow them down and make sure that it's difficult to gain entry to your property. Remember, you can just buy time, because regardless of what's there, if they're determined, they will get in. So it's just one part of a bigger picture, but it's that physical nature that reducing that time is what you're looking for. Next week, we'll go on to the third D of security, which is to detect, and we'll discuss the different layers, the different opportunities you have to pick up a break-in to make sure that, again, you reduce that time they have on site.